What up, world? It's Charles Brown back again for another Talking Facts. Hit the like button and the subscribe button and the notification bell. All right, man. Your boy David Banner, champion of the system, champion of the people, man of the hood, has spoken. They asked him if he thought that Jack Harlow, if you don't know who that is, he's a white rapper who's blowing up extremely fast at very, very high level, right? If Jack Harlow was benefiting from his whiteness by excelling so fast in the game. Basically, he's just saying, is him being white one of the reasons he's popping? And David Banner said yes. He does believe he benefits from his whiteness. So I want to weigh on this. And I want to talk about Eminem because he's white as well, and he definitely benefits from his whiteness too. But I don't think Eminem's whiteness contributed to his success as much as Jack Harlow, and here's why, right? I'll be the first to tell you, I don't listen to a lot of Jack Harlow. I'm not like, oh, put on Jack Harlow. I'm not trying to disrespect the cat. You know, he makes his money and everybody seems to be rocking with him. He's out here doing his thing. And he's not trying to, well, from what I see, he's doing black music, but he's not trying to act like a black guy, right? In my opinion, right? But I feel like, of course he's benefiting from his whiteness because he's doing purely digestible music that is easier for white kids to buy, right? It's easier to explain him rapping than Lil Durk or somebody like that to your parents when they're saying, what are you listening to, right? When you're looking for someone to idolize or someone to emulate or someone to just connect with, someone that looks like you is way easier than someone who doesn't, right? For instance, if you're of a certain race, if you're let's say like me, you're black, and you go somewhere, you go to a ball, like a fancy ball, and 99% of people are white in there, and you see this one black guy that look just like you, he's your same age, same complexion, pretty much the same vibe as you, mad chill, and you go over to him, and y'all start kicking and y'all start laughing about whatever y'all talking about, you're going to feel comfortable because you're going to relate to that guy. You're like, this guy's just like me, right? Yeah, you may find a couple cool white guys around the room and you could relate and talk, but this guy right here is going to be easier to relate to. That's the same thing when these kids are buying records or they're watching videos. If someone comes along that's just like them, what do you think they're going to be? They're going to be impressed with how this particular person got into this space that he's not normally in, that you're not normally in. You're going to give him a little bit more attention, right? I think that when I heard Jack Harlow, and I've asked people before, what do they think about his rapping? And I don't find it to be the most impressive rapping. It's almost like C student rapping getting A student grades, right? And I'm just hard on rappers, so it just is what it is. It's a C student that can write a beat and make good music for people to dance to now. Do I think all up and through the hood they're rocking with it? No, I think it's the community he knows he's going to reach. That's the white community who are buying more and spending more time listening to this music than anybody, to be honest with you. If you want your music to sell, that's who's got to buy it. That's the person who got to stream your stuff, right? Especially the younger ones. So him being that age and him being able to carry his raps along and being able to go over good beats and things just like Post Malone, just like Mac Miller. But even though Mac Miller was a little more immersed in the rap culture than I believe these other guys were, especially Post Malone. I think Mac Miller really was about that life. He really was a rapper's rapper. Like, he really followed the footsteps of what you need to do to become a real respected artist. He was working with rappers that on the come up. You know, like I said, I don't know about Jack Harlow, but I do know that Mac Miller put a lot of work and a lot of mixtapes, a lot of underground stuff before he even was popping major on a major level. Mac Miller was being highly regarded on a lot of blogs and allhiphop.com, SOHH, quite a few spots was Mac Miller. And I started to relate him with Asher Roth, which was a mistake because they weren't the same, right? They weren't the same. Mac Miller was way more dedicated to the craft than Asher Roth, right? So I started to pay attention, and Mac Miller was spitting. Even though he went through a phase where people was like, Mac Miller is trash, Mac Miller's whack, blah, blah, blah. He got through that, right? He got through that, came on the other side, started making quality music, and they started to really rock with him. He knew he was not going to get that white curiosity was only going to go but so far. It was only going to go but so far. He actually had to put time in, put the work in. I reviewed his album on my other review channel before he passed away. And I gave it a good review. Very good review, right? Because he had finally broke through that other side of just being this token white kid that could spit a little bit. They started to see he really wants these accolades. He really wants to get respect from his peers. He's going to work with well-renowned black artists. He's not just in this on some vanilla ice. Let me just jump in and get a big stack. So he was really down to put in the work. Now, I see Jack Harlow doing a lot of work, but I'm not going to be saying that I feel he's gotten nicer. You know what I'm saying? Every time I hear it, it sounds pretty much C-level rap, right? Which is whatever, right? It's a lot of C-levels, a lot of black rappers that's D and below F, trash, but they somehow keep a fan base and yada, 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 whatever. So I don't think the C-level Jack Harlow, if he was black, would be where he is. I really just don't. I really don't. I don't think it would be. That's not saying it's bad, good, or indifference. He can't control his skin color. He can control the music he makes. And he's making music that people like, right? Now with Eminem was in the trenches, bro. Eminem was like MC Search. He was out wherever they battling, I'm going. Wherever they rapping at, I'm going. And I'm rolling with my crew, and we going to be in there. And whatever happens, right? And this kid had real skill, right? You just saw the interview with Razzcast talking about, he was telling people about Eminem before Eminem was Eminem. He was like, yo, you got to see this kid. They're like, what? He's like, yeah, it's a white kid. I want you to see him. He was directing people, major people, like Dre and them, like directing major people to see Eminem. And he was like, they would see Eminem. As soon as he would start rhyming, they'd be like, oh, I see what you're talking about. So Jack Harlow and Eminem are not the same. They're not even close to the same. Eminem studies this like a fanatic. And he wants to be better than your favorite rapper. I think Jack Harlow, from what I'm hearing, he just wants to make good music. And he wants to be accepted by fans. I don't know if he cares too much about accepted by his peers, just a few of them. But Eminem, really, really, he goes after it, bro. He wanted to be, if you was a spitter and you was all about lyricism and this and that, and you was all about creativity, he wanted your vote. He wanted to win you over, right? And he did. A lot of people can front right now and try to say whatever they want. Okay, a lot of people wasn't there. I was there when Eminem first dropped. I heard of Eminem before Dre signed him, right? Used to play him on the college radio station out here, right? I just don't give a fuck. Like, he had these wild-ass songs, but he could spit. But the thing was, he knew how to spit as a rapper, could flow, like he could flow like a dope rapper, but put the shock value lyrics on it that people wouldn't say. And people knew, like, this kid could spit, he's nasty, and he don't care. Right? That made him dope. A lot of people confront now like, oh man, I ain't hear nobody bumping no Eminem. That's because you wasn't there. Right? Or you was there and you trying to pretend like you wasn't. Eminem was bumping in New York when New York was New York. I used to ride through New York and hear Eminem on the radio. When that Dre joint, when he dropped with Dre, my name is, that was coming on Hot 97 and Hot, whatever else was out. Hot in New York. That was hot. You hear what I'm telling you? That was hot. That was in the club. Listen to what I'm telling you. Black club. that was coming on. So you can say whatever you want to say. When that Eminem first dropped, that joint was everywhere. You can say whatever you want to say. The 10 at 10, the top 5, all that. It was right on the black station. So you can say whatever you want to say. Dude was getting wrecked. He was putting in work with this black community. That's why everybody knows who he is. Right? So what I'm saying is, they're not the same. They are not the same. Maybe I need to do more research on Jack Harlow. Maybe he was in the hood, started from the bottom. Now maybe he put in all that P's and Q's, and I don't see that when I see him. I don't know what to tell you. I don't see. I have nothing against him. Like I like Lil Dicky. I love Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky's one of the nicest rappers, but Lil Dicky doesn't try to pretend to be out the hood and out the mud and about that life. He does what he does, and I respect that for what he does. And I respect what Jack Harlow's doing. He's not trying to sound like he's straight off the, just got off the block and all. He's playing his position well, and I respect that. So with that being said, I think we all need to understand the difference between being in your position because of your race and being good at what you do. Some people are really good at what they do and they get a leg up at the same time. Eminem acknowledges it at least. At least Eminem will tell you, I know this blonde mop on my top is why I'm halfway where I'm at. The other half is skill. So we'll see where Jack Harlow goes in the future. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is Jack Harlow benefiting from his whiteness, or is he just that good and should be where he is? Would he make it if he was any race? Would we still be hearing about Jack Harlow? Let me know what you think in the comments. CLBMG Networks, the podcast. We got the Clash podcast. We got the Don't Get Emotional podcast. And we about to drop 3 new podcasts. Go check that channel out. Go follow that. Subscribe. Every Wednesday night, me, Dante, and Flares, we do Clash the Rap podcast live on all my platforms. And also, I want y'all to check out essentialvarieties.org, the soaps, the body washes. They got all kind of like different essential needs for you to smell good, feel good, look good. Check out essentialvarieties.org. I'm going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.
CLB.